The early morning fog still clung to the police training field when Emily Carter unlocked the gate. She moved quietly, the way she always did, respectful of the silence, respectful of the place that had become her second home. Beside her walked Rex. Rex wasn't just a dog. He was a K-9 police partner, trained, disciplined, loyal to a fault. A strong German shepherd with intelligent eyes and a calm presence that made even seasoned officers step aside with respect. Or at least, that was how he looked yesterday. Emily stopped cold. Rex froze too. Something was wrong. Very wrong. Large patches of Rex's thick fur were gone. His sides were unevenly shaved. His tail looked thin and exposed. Around his neck, someone had carved a crude symbol into his fur, meant to look funny, meant to humiliate. Emily's breath caught in her throat. Her hands trembled as she dropped to her knees in front of him. Rex. The dog didn't whimper. He didn't growl. He simply lowered his head, confused, ashamed, sensing her distress. Emily felt her chest tighten painfully. This wasn't just vandalism. This was cruelty. She had left Rex at the secured kennels the night before, locked, monitored, protected. Or so she thought. Her radio crackled. Emily, you okay? She couldn't answer at first. Tears blurred her vision as memories flooded back. The whispers. Emily was the youngest officer in the K-9 unit. And she was a woman. That alone had made her a target. Some officers respected her, others tolerated her, but a few, a loud, careless few, made it clear they thought she didn't belong. They mocked her behind her back. Daddy got her the job. Let's see how long she lasts. Cute dog. Bet she cries if something happens to it. Emily ignored them. She had trained harder than anyone. She had earned Rex through merit. She never mentioned her father. Because she didn't want that to define her. The laughter. The laughter came before the apology. As Emily rushed Rex to the vet wing, she passed 3 officers standing near the lockers. They stopped laughing when they saw her face. Too late. One of them smirked. Relax, Carter. It'll grow back. Her heart dropped. She turned slowly. You did this. The tallest one shrugged. Just a joke. Dogs don't care about hair. Emily's voice shook. He's a service animal. This could end his career. Another one laughed. Maybe you shouldn't bring your pet to work. That word, pet, shattered something inside her. Rex wasn't a pet. He was a partner, a protector, a living, breathing officer. Emily said nothing more. She walked away, but inside her chest, something burned. Part 2. The father she never mentioned approximately equals 1,600 words. That night, Emily sat on the floor of her apartment, Rex's head resting gently on her lap. She brushed what fur remained, whispering apologies that made no sense but felt necessary. Her phone buzzed. Dad. She hesitated, then answered. Hey, Em. Her voice broke instantly. Silence followed. Then a calm, controlled voice asked. Where are you? A different kind of man. Colonel Daniel Carter didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. For over 2 decades, he had commanded elite soldiers in the most dangerous environments on Earth. Calm under pressure, precise, unshakable, and when his daughter cried, everything else stopped mattering. Emily explained everything. The shaved fur, the laughter, the humiliation, the fear that Rex might be pulled from service. When she finished, there was a pause. Then, did you report it? Not yet. Good. She blinked. Good. Because this isn't just harassment. It's interference with a police service animal. His voice hardened slightly. And because this needs to be handled correctly. The next morning, Emily didn't know her father had landed in the city before dawn. She didn't know he stood quietly in the precinct lobby, dress uniform pressed, posture perfect, presence commanding without effort. Every conversation around him slowly died. The captain noticed first. His face drained of color. Colonel Carter. Daniel nodded politely. Captain, I'm here regarding an incident involving a K-9 officer under your command. The captain swallowed. Of course. Please. My office. Word spread fast. Whispers turned into panic. Emily was called in minutes later. She froze when she saw her father standing there. He turned. His eyes softened. You okay? She nodded. Barely. Then the room changed. The investigation. Security footage was reviewed. Access logs pulled. Witness statements taken. The jokes stopped being funny very quickly. The three officers tried to explain. It was harmless. We didn't think. We were just messing around. Daniel listened silently, then spoke. You tampered with a trained police K-9. Pause. You compromised an officer's safety. Another pause. You humiliated a fellow officer for sport. The room felt colder. Charges were discussed. Suspensions issued. One officer was terminated. Another resigned. The third faced formal disciplinary action. Emily sat silently, Rex beside her, his head held high. Part 3. The lesson they never expected approximately equals 800 words. The department issued a public statement. Training protocols were updated. New policies enforced. But Daniel Carter wasn't finished. He requested one more thing. A meeting. With the entire precinct. The speech. Daniel stood at the front of the briefing room. He didn't mention Delta Force. He didn't list medals. He didn't raise his voice. He simply said, respect isn't about rank. It's about responsibility. He gestured toward Rex. This dog doesn't care who your father is. Or what patch you wear. He cares about duty. He looked around the room. If you can laugh at cruelty, you don't belong in uniform. Silence. Heavy. Permanent. Rex returns. Weeks later, Rex returned to duty. His fur was still growing back. But his spirit, unbroken. Emily and Rex passed their recertification with perfect scores. Applause filled the room, not out of obligation, out of respect. Part 4. What really mattered approximately equals 800 words. One evening, Emily walked Rex through the park near her apartment. A little boy pointed. Mom, that's a police dog. Emily smiled. Rex sat proudly. The boy asked, did he ever get hurt? Emily looked down at her partner. Then answered softly, someone tried to hurt him. But people stood up. The boy nodded seriously. That's good. Emily smiled again. Because that was the lesson. Not revenge. Not fear. Not power. But accountability. Final message for YouTube narration. They thought it was funny. They thought no one important would care. They were wrong. Because respect isn't about who your father is. It's about how you treat those who can't defend themselves. And sometimes, the strongest response isn't anger. It's standing firm, and making sure it never happens again.